So, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, just like personally or or work-wise?
All of the above.
All the above. Trying to be superwoman.
Is that how it works?
It is. I mean, that's what we're called to do, right?
Are you gonna rock the costume for Halloween? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I've done that one year. Actually, I call myself supermom.
Supermom.
Yeah, because we do it all. We work our jobs and rock that and play chauffeur and everything else.
Back and forth to sports.
Yeah, that's what I was working on this morning. I got glitter probably head to toe. I'm working on locker tags for my daughter's volleyball team. They have
locker tags?
Yeah, like with their name on it and fancy like big volleyball and stuff with they have a tournament this weekend, so they want them on their lockers tomorrow.
So, and this is something you and I have talked about. Was it as competitive where you moved here from?
No.
No, right?
Well, but they went to a small charter school. So
okay.
She got to play every sport and they were decent, but no. Being in a bigger school district, it's way more competitive.
Yeah. No, I remember when we first moved here, we rented a place, and the landlord guy at that time, he wanted to have coffee with me, right? Just to make sure I wasn't, I guess, like a psycho or gonna cook meth in his house or whatever, right? So we got together and we had coffee and we're getting to know each other and everything. And he was a great dude. But he was like, so tell me about your kids. And so I'm telling him about my daughter, and she's going into junior high. And I'm like, I'm kind of playing around with the idea. Maybe she wants to play volleyball, right? He was like, oh, well, do you have her getting any kind of private coaching? I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, or have you put her in any private leagues yet? And I'm like, well, one, she isn't here yet, but no. He was like, good luck.
It's competitive, and these kids play club sports and everything. Club volleyball, club basketball,
never,
baseball.
Ever ends.
Yeah.
So we thought, oh, yeah, man, we're going to do the band thing because she had been playing clarinet. And even that is like, for high school marching band, like freaky, highly competitive. And, I mean, it was, like they do like the 2-week boot camp leading up, like before high school starts.
Right.
Every year, right? So freshman, sophomore, junior, whatever, right? The first 2 weeks before school starts. They're there from 6 in the morning before the sun comes up till 8:30, I think, the first week.
Insane.
Over 12 hours.
Wow.
And till like the sun's gone down, and they're just practicing, stepping, marching, playing. Like it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, the bands are amazing to watch. They put in a lot of work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and when you're in a band that ranks and stuff like that, then you kind of catch yourself getting into it. It's kind of cool, even though I am like so musically illiterate. It's just not even fun. I can like tune the radio, and that's like as far as it's going.
My aunt told me one time, it's not how good you are, it's how much fun you have trying, and I have a heck of a good time trying.
There you go. I feel that way about golf. I think. Yeah. Yeah, although I don't play anymore, but yeah, like I was really good at driving that cart though, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oof, Mario Andretti on the course. So, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Big B Mortgage Podcast. Today I have sitting in my chair Miss Amanda Patterson, now of Movement Mortgage. Recently joined on. How long you been here now?
Like 5 or 6 weeks, I think.
5 or 6 weeks, so we're going on a 2-month run, right?
Yeah.
Craziness. Is it as much fire hydrant drinking as I told you it would be?
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun though.
So Amanda agreed to come and sit in the chair and give us the perspective of someone not only who's been in this industry for a long time, because you're very tenured, but also that perspective of someone who basically up and reload to an entirely new city, completely different market.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada.
Good times. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
So I am a military spouse. My husband is active duty with the Texas National Guard. So we don't have to move as often as normal military families, but we have had to move. This is our third location in our marriage. And that's 3 different markets that I've had to work my way into in this business, which is never fun starting over. So I spent the first part of my career in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then the last 9 years in Corpus Christi in the Coastal Bend. And since December, we've been here in the Austin area, and it's a whole new ballgame up here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's different, but it's a lot of fun.
You always hear, it's like, oh, every market's different.
It really is.
It really is. Especially when you go, Corpus Christi to here.
Right.
Right. And I can speak to it because, as the market guy, I oversee that. And so I get to see what you guys dealt with down there. And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or anything else. It's a great market. Don't get me wrong. But then you get up to Austin and the world changes, dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you did conventional style lending down in Corpus.
Yeah, but this is a conventional market up here.
This is conventional heaven.
Yeah, it really is. I got really good at government loans down in Corpus.
Absolutely.
And, down payment assistant loans, I got really good at those. But you don't see as much of that up here, which I'm not complaining. Conventional is where it's at. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, and there's a lot less paperwork.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If they qualify, they qualify.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, versus, here's an extra 37 things you need to understand for your government loan or whatever the case may be. Well, hey, so something, what I always try to do is I want to understand how the heck you got pulled into this crazy industry, right? I want to know what your story is. Obviously, okay. I know you've done 3 moves. I know you're very well versed in getting to know people. And getting yourself out there because you've had to, basically. It sounds like most of your career.
Right.
But, what were you doing before this, and why this?
Right. So my senior year of high school, actually, I started working for a bank.
Right.
I was a bank teller, and my senior year of high school and my first 2 years of college, that's what I did. And whenever I transferred to College Station, they didn't pay as well because it was a college town. So I was a server, waited tables all through college. And as soon as I graduated, we moved to a small town south of Dallas, and there wasn't a lot there, but there was a bank. So I was like, well, I know banking. I'll go work for a bank, right? So I go there. They hire me. Spent a year doing the same exact thing I was doing at 17, 18, 19 years old. And I was like, what am I doing? I just graduated from college, and I'm doing the same job. And so they decided to train me across their entire bank, all the different departments, and see what I liked. And I did a week in mortgage and never left. They put me in the mortgage department, and I had a great mentor. And she said, I'm going to teach you everything I know. And she did. So I stayed with them in the mortgage department there for another 2 years before I got recruited to get out on my own and join the broker world.
Ooh-wee.
I know. I remember my former boss asking me, he's like, how many loans did you close this month? And, I told him, he was like, do you know how much money you would have made if you didn't work for the bank? And I was like, it was scary. It was a scary move. I know. He totally dangled it in front of me, and I bit. So, I jumped out there and made the move, and it was scary for a while, but it was fun. It's been exciting ever since. I just love it. To me, it's not boring. It never gets monotonous.
It's never boring.
No, every loan is its own unique little animal, and you get to see it through.
Right.
To closing. It's like you complete this project, you're done, relief, okay, move on to the next one. And that's what keeps it exciting, I think.
Take the victory lap and then sit back down.
Right. But it doesn't get monotonous, which is, I can't handle that.
No.
Yeah.
No, because just like with this, every story is different.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Somebody's doing something different, whether it's that first-time home buyer, whether it's that fifth-time home buyer. They're doing something different, and they got a story, and it's just oh my God! I've even considered just trying to get clients to do episodes to just be like, what's your story? Why did you do this? Why did you buy this one? What made you tick? So kind of fell into it. It sounds like, huh?
Yeah,
you got recruited into it, like most of us do.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I got recruited by a broker too, right? And My thing is, he would come into my office and he would practice his golf swing every time. Like we would be, because I was working for a new home builder at that time, and he would just come in and he would we'd be talking about files, and he's just standing up, just swinging away at air. And like I finally asked him one day, I was like, dude, how much golf do you actually play? And that's when it started. It was like, oh, I only get out there about 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm like, you play 2 or 3 times a week? Yeah, well, and then sometimes I'll squeeze an extra 9 holes in before I go into the office. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to talk to you no more. Get out of my office.
Exactly.
Go away. You don't work. But I want a job. Can you hook me up?
Right. So I want what you have.
So you got recruited into it. You did it at the bank, which is obviously completely different than going into that broker side, right? And now you're in the banking, like you're in the mortgage banking side, which some people get confused, which is even more different than either of the other two.
Right.
But let's talk about that part where you kind of crossed over into that broker world. What was that like for you at the beginning? Was it like a dramatic shock? Did you just kind of see it as like, damn, this is like way easier?
Yeah, it opened up doors for my clients. This was back in, I think 2004.
Right.
And I was working for a bank where we were a Freddie Mac seller servicer. So we had Freddie Mac. I was familiar with that. I didn't have Fannie Mae at all, and I had no governments.
Right.
So I could, at that point, I was allowed to broker subprime out. Working at the bank, they allowed me to broker.
Hold on,
subprime.
I gotta spray some holy water around the office since you just said the word subprime. Hold on.
I know.
Where's my sage? Somebody give me some sage. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I try to forget that part of my life.
Oh.
But yeah, we were able to do that. So I had done a little bit of brokering. I knew the basics of packaging it up and sending out. So that was not really a shock. Learning the government side, or I guess just doors being open to all sorts of different clients, was exciting and fun to learn how to do that. Because before, I mean, if they didn't fit in the conventional box
right.
or the subprime box, then I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was more square peg, square hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when you cross out into that just ocean of opportunity that back then was the broker world, and I know a lot of people would still argue that it still is today. I'm not going to comment on that, but back then, I mean, I remember it was like, oh yeah, no, we got 37 lenders you can choose from, or whatever the crazy number was, and it's like, go nuts.
I know. I remember just lining up different rate sheets across my desk and trying to decide which lender I was going to send stuff to, and I don't miss that.
No. And the weird part is like you had all these different options, but at the end of the day, maybe it was, I don't know, I'm assuming it was the same for you. I used the same 3 people every time. Like it was just.
You started to learn how to work with certain companies and your contacts there, and you knew you could get things pushed through and quickly, efficiently.
What I remember my main go-to one, and obviously I won't say no names, but they became my main go-to one because the underwriter called me on my file.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, and this is back then, like you didn't really hear from underwriters. They were kind of like Yetis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were Santa Claus, you know what I mean? And it was like, I had an underwriter call me one day on a file that I had, and we talked about it and everything. And I was just so enamored that I got to talk to that underwriter. It was like, I'm going to this company now because I know this underwriter. And it was, dude, forget it. Like, I mean, now it's you better talk to your underwriter.
Exactly.
If your company doesn't let you talk to the underwriter, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So you felt it was easier and there was more opportunity with it?
Yeah, opened up lots of doors.
Yeah? And then take me down the rest of the road. Like, what happened?
So I actually was with the same mortgage group from that point on until I came here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we became a couple different companies along the way, but yeah, I was with the same mortgage group until I came here. So I just evolved with what we were doing at the time.
Wow.
But yeah.
That had to have been a shock.
Yeah.
Pause for awkward silence.
Yeah. That's all I'll say about that. No, I'm
That's
just
all.
kidding.
We're gonna leave.
No,
that
it was great, and great family there, and it just, this phase of my life wasn't what I needed.
Sure. I mean, yeah, there's evolution, growth, whatever the case may be, right? Like sometimes it's just time.
Yeah.
So, and I know we're very happy to have you as part of the team.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
All right. So tell me, what's your biggest challenge? Because obviously you went from where you were to Corpus, right? You said,
Right.
I think it was Dallas, right?
Right.
So Dallas to Corpus, which is obviously some culture shock there,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you did it for 9 years. So then you're 9 years enamored inside of this one cultural experience, and then boom, hey, we're moving to Austin. What was that like?
Oh, I cried. No.
Did you?
The first moment I cried. And then I was like, okay, this is what I signed up for. I'm a military wife. This is what we do, right? We adapt.
Hoorah. No,
Yeah.
wait. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
That's one of them.
That's one of them?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the correct one is.
I'm
Hoorah.
honestly not either.
Yay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was scary and exciting because I knew the market up here was so different.
Right.
And I was very excited about that change and that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, where your referrals are going to come from is scary, and not knowing. I knew a handful of agents I had worked with over the years, that ended up in Austin, but starting over with every face I meet is new. I would go to networking events when I first moved here, and I would walk in and nobody would wear name badges. I had no idea if I was talking to a title company, inspector,
Right.
And it was funny because I found out that most of the people that were there that were actually talking to me and like looking to talk to other people were not agents. And
Really?
Yeah, they were the other affiliates there to meet people. And so I was like, this is not working.
Yeah.
Coming to these networking events is not doing it for me. So that's been a struggle trying to adapt to how to meet referral partners, because the ones that really are just out there killing it are busy working. They're not going to networking events very
No.
often, and they're usually not working out of their office. They have a home office, and so trying to just bump into them, it doesn't work.
Right.
Stopping in their office doesn't work. I'm having to adapt and find new ways to meet people.
Yeah. And how's that going?
It's slowly but surely going. I'm pretty much working every warm lead that I can. If you have a cousin that's got a realtor that they love, I will throw your name out there all day long. So-and-so told me to call you.
That's right. Oh, did I drop that?
Yeah.
Did I drop that name?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way you have to get start off the conversation is, so throw out a name. So-and-so told me to call you, because they're like we are. I mean, we get recruiting calls all the time. We get
Sure.
credit repair companies calling us, insurance companies calling us all the time. We're the same thing to them. They have lenders calling them daily. So to stand out a little bit and get a warm lead, get an introduction has really kind of been the way I've been going.
Yeah.
Nobody's a fan of cold calling, so I'm not.
No.
So I'm not gonna like whine about that, but that's not fun.
No.
And it doesn't really work, I don't think.
I've only met like one person who I honestly believe loved it. Like I've had people, and I've had people tell me, I was like, oh, I don't mind cold calling. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But they're kind of full of crap, right? But I had one guy that I worked with that I swear it was juice. I mean, it was just, he would get on there and, hey player, what's up, buddy? It's so-and-so. And hey, happy Monday. He was a core guy, and he would just get fired up. And I was like 2 offices down, and I would hear his conversation. Like, he would just fed on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, dude, no, I don't want to do that. No.
Yeah, no, that's not fun for me.
Warm lead, please.
Exactly.
Did I drop that? Yeah. Hardcore. But I mean, I think you're doing a great job based on the 5 weeks that I've seen and heard. What you're doing. You're out there. You're making things happen. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it's the failure to take action, even if sometimes the action is wrong and you've got to correct it. But the paralysis of letting the fear of that initial introduction is what I think causes so much failure.
Right.
If you're not careful. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you've got to just rip the Band-Aid off and put yourself out there. And usually it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how you work things up in your head sometimes? Like I know I've had it before where if I'm going to make a call, like I'll literally start coming up with like the rejection that's going to occur before it's even happened.
Yeah, that's why I can't do my calls at home. I was a core person for a year and a half and learned all their procedures and what they're advising you to do, and they would time block,
Right.
use this website that'll just make you sit there and call one person after another and do your Monday calls, and so I would find every reason not to make those calls because I just dreaded it. I didn't like it. If I was at home, I was like, oh, I need to go fold that load of laundry before it gets wrinkled.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yes, I get it. I avoided it like the plague.
Same here. I mean, and that's, because it wasn't always this way, but like when I was strictly recruiting, back in the day, I guess you could say, like, let's reminisce, it wasn't as bad, right? But enter all the other companies that over the years have come into recruiting and hire recruiters and hire people to sit there and just blow your phone up on a daily basis. Dude, it's like we're the most hated people on the planet. Like, I sat with a lady yesterday, and she was actually complimenting the movement recruiter, our guy Blake up in North Carolina. She was like, I gave him every major rejection I could, and he just pushed right through it. And by the end of it, I had to meet you just to see what you're feeding those guys. And I'm like, yeah, steroids and nicotine. But you're here.
Right? I know. You beat us down till we meet with you.
Well,
no.
yeah. Well, hey, in all fairness, you rejected me too.
I did. You
turned
a couple times.
Me and Michael down twice.
A couple times. But, caught me on the right day.
That's right. Slip something in that latte.
I liked what you had to say, so here we are.
Hoorah, or whatever. No disrespect to anybody in the military that's listening to this. I just don't know the correct vernacular. Well, cool, man. So what's it? How's it been here? Are we treating you right?
Awesome. Yes.
Are we taking care of you? Because I don't get to see you every day.
Yeah.
I'm the guy on the road.
No, it's been great. I enjoy coming into the office and being around the people and, being able to bounce ideas off people.
Yeah.
And I've kind of been alone for several years in that aspect, not having the coworkers to be able to do that with. So it's nice to be able to do that and to be able to bounce things off of each other. And if you're going to a networking event, have somebody, your sidekick, to go with you so You're not walking in alone. So that's been fun. Everybody's been very, very supportive. And I loved the training. The training was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Even though it was drinking Kool-Aid from a water hose, a fire hose. Yeah, it was fun.
And we turned it all the way up, too.
Yeah, full blast.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a straw.
It was fun. It was a lot of good information and just you come back excited. It's different from anything I've ever done, the way things are done here. So it's just exciting.
No, I warned you about that.
Yeah.
Not that it was a bad warning. Just, that's the one thing that's like culture shock, right? Like everybody, a lot of people come over here and the big thing they think that we're going to do is have like Bible study every morning because, we are a faith-based company and all that, right?
Yeah.
But when they get here, it's like, damn, like you weren't kidding. Like this process is reverse engineered in a lot of ways. And it's like, yeah. No, that's awesome. And, and I really liked, it was funny being at the training center. Like not only is it faith-based and, everybody has that positive attitude and there's, the culture statements on the walls that is just uplifting and awesome. They had like a full-on CrossFit gym in the training ops center, and they have trainers that come in and it was funny. One of the girls that was training was looking for a soda. And she was there's no soda to be found. Zero soda in that office.
They are health driven. They're, culture value driven. They're health. It was a neat atmosphere. It's
all the free fruit you could hope for.
Fruit.
Did you see the baskets bars, of fruit and granola?
Nuts.
Yeah.
You couldn't find candy or Cokes to save your life.
No, I had somebody. One of the market leaders. We had to go up there about a month ago, and he was like, we were in the Uber on the way to corporate for a morning meeting. And he told the Uber driver, like, hey, man, can you stop at this convenience store real quick? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, bro, I need some Red Bulls. And he's like, I know I'm not going to find any in the office. He's like, I got to smuggle them in. And he smuggles them in his backpack. Not that we're checking, like, security or anything for it. But, yeah, he was like, but I remember I caught him drinking it, like, about an hour later. And it was so funny because he was like trying to hide it, you know. He's like ducking down to like sip his Red Bull, like.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they had plenty of caffeine there, they had lots of coffee, but everything else was healthy, which is awesome. I mean, if I was around that environment all day, I would hope I would.
What always cracks me up is the amount. I don't know if you noticed it, but the amount of tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think everybody is tattoo. It's almost like we employ a tattoo artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've walked in there and been like, yeah, okay, all right.
You know, they're very comfortable and casual, and you know, their funky hair and shorts and their tattoos.
They're just laid back, bro. They're their closed loans, girl.
But you know what? They enjoy their job, so they enjoy where they work. At one point, there was, you know, in the back room, there was a couple of LOs back there, and I'm like, are they playing ping pong?
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, look, they're playing ping pong.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're working on trying to get one for here, but I've got to find where we're going to put it.
Yeah.
I would love to have like a little something for just decompression.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes video games, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't get me started on the video game.
Oh, are we about to launch it? Well, I remember we had the whole discussion on Fortnite at Starbucks. Yes. I remember that. I just got caught up for another. So since I first met you, remember I was telling you about the Fortnite bucks and all that? Yeah, I'm out about another $50 since our initial meeting.
Oh, my son, I told you this. He was having his birthday party, and I'd already told him if he gets money, he's not spending it all on Fortnite. So the smart kid that he is, big 10-year-old, tells all of his friends to give him V-Bucks gift cards.
Oh.
So he weaseled his way around that one.
He worked that one.
Yeah, he did.
Man.
So the day of his,
That's
the day of his party, I want to say he ended up spending about $125 in V-Bucks.
Oh, he's got
like
then he's loaded.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He's loaded.
Ridiculous.
You've got every new skin and weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pumpkin blaster. It's sad that I know all that because I don't even play. I mean, I told you, like the few times that I would pick up the controller, and this that I came up playing Call of Duty. You know, I was fairly okay at like Call of Duty and stuff, but this one, dude, they had killed me within the first like 12 seconds. And then they start doing all those little victory dances. And I asked my kid, like, what are they doing? He was like, they're mocking you. I was like, aren't these your friends that I have over and buy pizza for? And they're mocking me? He's like, yeah, but they think it's me. So, but
you know, there's times where I feel like a bad parent. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's been playing for 4 hours. But then I hear him and he's talking to all of his friends. So I'm like, oh, they're all bad parents too.
Right.
That kid's been on there for hours too. So I'm not that bad.
You know what's funny though is like listening to him strategize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they get all like into it's like, okay, you take the northern quadrant. And I'm like, what the?
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm raising a seal. You know, it's like, okay, good. All right, go get it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there are some very strong opinions on it, especially from the violence and all that other stuff. But how do you escape violence these days? I mean, I think you're kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, it's
shot
everywhere.
In that regard.
It's everywhere. It's always been everywhere, and there's just people that are in denial that it's not. But it's always been everywhere. Of course, we're a little more desensitized to it these days. But I mean...
So is he dressing up as Fortnite for Halloween?
Yes.
Did you have to go to Spirit of Halloween? And
No, we did Amazon. We're going cheap here. We bought he's the Loot Llama.
Okay.
I'm not even 100% sure what that is,
right?
Other than a llama. So we ordered a Loot Llama mask off of Amazon and a sweatshirt, and I'm like, that's all you get. There you go. That's what you're gonna be. So yeah, he wanted the pickaxe too, and I said, you're gonna have to make a pickaxe because I'm not.
I got stuck buying the pickaxe.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sucker.
I know. Well, and the weird part is like you go because they don't sell them at Party City, right? So you have to go to like Spirit of Halloween, and they're wiped out. Like the adult sizes are still there because like grown-ups aren't going to dress up like the skeleton enforcer or whatever the hell
I hope
it
not.
is.
If they do, I might throw something at them.
Dude, but like you go to the kids section and forget it. The only thing left is like some pink teddy bear and like something that looks like Tigger. And that's it. But the pickaxes are there. Now, so there were 2 pickaxes, like the old school one, and then it looks just like a regular pickaxe that you'd spend like $5 for, but no, it says Fortnite, so now it's 40.
Exactly.
And then there's one that is a unicorn.
Oh.
A rainbow unicorn pickaxe. And apparently it's one of the strongest pickaxes or something like that. Long story short, my 2 boys, each one rainbow unicorn pickaxe, walking out of there, raising that sucker proud. Like, look at this. Like, I got the rainbow pickaxe. And I'm looking at it like, all right, brother. Like, hey, man. Like, I'm not going to judge. But, yeah.
Yep.
But we can't find a costume to save our lives. And they're not wanting to, like, negotiate.
Yeah.
So there's this new skin of, like, some skeleton thing or whatever. So I think I'm going to go and find, like, the Karate Kid skeleton costume. And
yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
the what they call a morph suit type.
Right, but the one like they had in the Karate Kid. Remember that?
I'm trying to remember.
Come on.
I know.
It's a skeleton suit. Let's just we'll go with that. So I think I'm going to do that and just kind of have the budget version of that.
That's what my son was last year. He was just a black morph suit, the bodysuit with the skeleton on the front.
See?
That's all he was. And he actually said that the other day. He's like, if I wanted to be that one, I could actually be that. I have the skeleton.
Yeah, and that's like one of the newer ones anyway. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just whatever.
Over it. Over Fortnite.
I'm over all of it. I'm just like, no. Like, you know, they'll call me up to like see some new thing they're doing. It's like, that's awesome.
You're better than me because I've actually looked right at him in his eyes and like, I really don't care, babe. I love you, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Please quit calling me up here to look at this.
Right. You know, Dad doesn't like to walk upstairs.
Right? I'm like, you just made me walk all the way up the stairs to show me your new skin.
Yes. This is why we gave you the whole second floor of the house. So we didn't have to do this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So, well, cool. So any big plans coming up? Any big plans for Halloween? You guys doing a big party or anything?
So we had a classic party in Corpus every year. Like our house was the Halloween adult party house, and we just don't have that many friends here yet. And so yeah, this is our first year in probably 7. We're not doing a Halloween party.
What?
I know. There was several other people in our group of friends that we've met here that are having their parties. So we're kind of like, all right,
You're going to go check out one of
I
theirs?
guess we'll go to y'all's. Yeah, but ours was epic every year. I mean, that's how our friends in Corpus knew each other was, wait a minute, I met you. You were such and such at the Halloween party, right? And everybody knew each other by their costumes. Yeah.
Our neighbor came over the other day, our new neighbor, and he was like, hey, we're doing a party and you guys are welcome to come. We're going to have you RSVP and stuff like that. So, like, this is going to be our first party in the new neighborhood, so it's going to be curious.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully I don't show up not in costume because I am not wearing the Mr. Incredible uniform again. That crap is way too hot. But hopefully I don't show up and it's like everybody's to the nines and I'm just sitting there in jeans and a T-shirt. We'll see.
You know, that's funny you say that. So in Corpus, we had a friend, I actually did their mortgage, and they moved in directly across the street from us, probably a few weeks before our Halloween party. And we tell them, we're like, hey, y'all should come over. We're having our Halloween party. His realtor was my best friend. I was like, she'll be there. You can meet people. And they, same thing. They weren't sure what we were doing. Like, are we going to go all out or what they should wear? So he seriously comes over. We still give him crap to this day. He comes over with a white T-shirt and a marker he had drawn his Captain America shield.
Nice.
Or his, on
Star.
his white T-shirt, the star on. Yeah. So we still give him crap. We actually gave him a prize. We always had prizes for the costumes, and he got the least amount of effort prize.
The least amount of effort.
Least amount of effort, aka the crappiest costume. And so yeah, we gave him a lot of crap for that for years to come.
Oh my God, now I'm even more nervous. Thanks. Appreciate it. Good looking out, Amanda. Thanks. Yeah. Well, cool. So any closing thoughts, any little nuggets you want to share with people out there?
Gosh.
Because I know we kind of got derailed on video games,
I
but
know.
it's all good. There's no
It's our
agenda.
world these days. Not really. Just got to get out there and get trucking, get working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, going back to something you said earlier, it's really, we said earlier, it's the failure. Don't fail to take action.
Yeah.
Like, just get out there.
Just
Even
keep
if you're
moving.
wrong, even if you fail, they always say, I mean, there's every cliche in the book, right? Fail forward and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, get out there and fail, right? Get out there, at least do something. It's not going to fall in your lap. Not in this industry, and definitely not in this market.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just get out there and meet people.
There you go. Well, you heard it here. Get out there and meet people. Amanda, thanks for taking time to be in the chair today.
Of course.
I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. All right, guys. Hey, hope you enjoyed this episode. Talking about Fortnite and Halloween and maybe some business sprinkled in there somewhere. But anyway, give us a like, give us a share, leave a comment. But whatever you do, please stay social, everybody. See ya.